Speaking of bubble, D.C. is a bubble. So this impeachment is moving full steam ahead, even though President Trump will likely be long gone. Let's bring in legal legend Alan Dershowitz. He represented President Trump during the first impeachment. You can also catch his new book, Cancel Culture, the latest attack on free speech and due process. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, I want you to see if you can get us some insight into this bubble. They're going to try to impeach him once he leaves office. Now, I know I've caught a couple clips of you talking about this before. The whole point of this impeachment is, in my opinion, is very clearly so that he can't run again because they're terrified that he would and then would win. Now, can he actually be removed from office to a point where they'd vote so that he couldn't run again after he'd already left office?
I don't think so. The Constitution is very clear. The purpose of impeachment is removal. If a president is removed, only then can he be disqualified from future office holding. And the Senate loses complete jurisdiction to try an ordinary citizen, a civilian who is not an office holder. In addition to the provisions of the Constitution itself on impeachment that say that impeachment's purpose is removal, and once a person is removed, he can't be removed again, there's the Bill of Attainder provision that says basically the Senate cannot try an ordinary citizen and punish that citizen by disqualification without a judicial trial. That is, the Senate has the right to try in only one context for purposes of removal. And the Senate understood that when Richard Nixon resigned. They had impeachment articles already. The Judiciary Committee had approved the impeachment articles. But as soon as he resigned, they dropped it. They didn't foolishly plan to move forward and impeach former President Nixon and remove him or disqualify him once he had left office. And so I think we have a strong precedent against this.
Yeah.
There is another precedent going back to 1870 involving a cabinet member, but that was a divided vote. The Senate divided, and then they acquitted him on the ground that they didn't have jurisdiction. So there's no basis in the Constitution, in history, or any other place to try an ordinary civilian who has already left office and impeach him and remove him once again. You can't do that.
Right. Well, they think that they're going to, rest assured, they're darn sure going to try. The one thing that I want to know, and a lot of people are very interested about this, is, okay, so the guidelines for impeachment are high crimes and misdemeanors, sedition, treason, et cetera, et cetera. They're saying Trump, obviously, they're saying he committed sedition or treason, but like there's paralleled things said by Democrats. I mean, like we played a montage of people just saying horrible things in the first part of the show. So at any point, is there any repercussions? This is what I want to know, too, personally. Like, these people are voting to impeach the president of the United States the second time with no evidence of anything that is a high crime, misdemeanor, sedition, treason, anything. Is there any repercussions? Can he go back after them? Can he sue them personally, professionally? Can those people be impeached for abusing their power? Is there any recourse to this, or are we just out of luck?
Well, we all hear that the president is not above the law, but Congress is not above the law. And when Congress impeached the president earlier this week, they committed 6 independent violations of the Constitution. They violated the free speech provision. They violated the impeachment criteria. They violated the Bill of Attainder. They violated due process. On and on and on. But the only sanction is to vote him out of office and to bring them to trial in the court of public opinion. Senators and congressmen are immune from lawsuit for what they do or say on the floor of the Senate. So there can't be any personal lawsuits. And I wouldn't favor recriminations. Already one Republican member of Congress has said she will introduce articles of impeachment
Marjorie Greene,
against Biden the day he gets into office. That's as foolish as what happened with Trump. 16 minutes after he got into office, they began to impeach him. It didn't obviously happen until 3 years later. But impeachment should be an emergency measure used only in extraordinary circumstances when there's overwhelming evidence and overwhelming bipartisan support, enough for 2/3 vote to remove, because Congress is not above the law. They can't just make it up as they go along.
Right.
Impeachment is not just political, it's legal. It requires the criteria be met: treason, bribery, other high crimes and misdemeanors. They haven't been met in this case. Even the ACLU, who wants to impeach Trump, even the ACLU says that his speech was protected by the Brandenburg Principle, because, of course, they established the Brandenburg Principle when they were really the ACLU instead of being the Anti-Civil Liberties Union, which they've become. Today, they just raise fortunes of money by campaigning against Trump, no matter how much they have to compromise their civil liberties. But even they acknowledge that the speech was covered by the Constitution. So how can you impeach a president for a speech that is constitutionally protected?
Yeah, Democrats continue to do things that I don't think are that brilliant. Alan Dershowitz. And 10 Republicans. You're right. And they, you know what? Primary those guys and gals. Thank you, Alan Dershowitz. We appreciate you joining us.